Jordan.
Iain.
Who was waiting for a bus when they were approached by an alien? They asked for a selfie with the creature to prove to the rest of humanity that aliens exist, and they are here. To which the alien replied, yeah, sure, it's just £13 a picture. But the human, to the dismay, had left their wallet at home, meaning no selfie and no proof.
Lou Ferrigno?
No. Two guys. What? Hello and welcome to episode 124 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly podcast where I take the picture anyway because I'm a paparazzi bastard. But one guy that is kind enough to let the proof slip away is this guy. It's Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Sweet.
I'll get rid of those paparazzi bastards for you.
No, I am the paparazzi bastard. If that alien was like, yeah, 13 quid, I'd just punch him and snap a shot.
As I said, I'll get rid of the paparazzi. Oh, I feel kind of refreshed today.
Oh, God. Tell me your secret.
Well, there's not really a great secret. It was just that we've had a bank holiday weekend.
Oh, okay, right.
Which has been nice.
You know what, right? Everyone always goes, oh, shit, it's bank holiday weekend this weekend, right? And you've just said, I feel refreshed, we've just had a bank holiday weekend. And I always think, what the fuck does that mean? What does that have to do with anything? Like, it's just a normal weekend. It's not as if you have to, like, eat 1,000 oranges or something. There's no...
Oh, do you not?
No, you don't.
Was that pointless?
It was, mate.
Oh, no.
I mean, you're a beautiful hue of orange now. It's coming through your skin. But...
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm a bit oily, but it's all right. I smell like a Terry's chocolate orange.
Which is great, because I love them. But please inform me if there's something that I'm missing. What does it mean?
It just means that you generally will get an extra Monday off. So it's like a long weekend.
Okay, well, I didn't get that. I was still working.
Well, you still worked all the way through the pandemic as well. So, I mean, you've got shafted at all stages.
Yeah, never get a day off, mate.
So I'm afraid that is your choice of working.
Fine.
Whereas myself, I had a lovely day off.
You know you're your own boss, right? You could take a day off whenever you want. You could just wake up one morning and be like, I don't feel like it today. I'm not going to go to work.
Absolutely. You have to try and rein that in, though, a little bit, because otherwise nobody will want to hire you, because you'll just be unreliable.
Just wake up, it's Bank Holiday Thursday, I think. Got my oranges ready.
Yeah. So you have to be careful. But yesterday, the best thing happened.
Oh, you finally lost your virginity.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I was hoping, but no.
Put the banner away, guys. Yeah, just take the blues back.
Yeah.
I don't care if we can't get a refund. It's really going to hurt his feelings.
It's already done.
They're at my front door. I delivered them early.
You didn't have to go for a brass band as well. It's like, wait.
That's their mind their own business, nothing to see here as they walk away.
Yeah. Constantly just shifted to 1 foot for every beat.
Yeah.
All jolly like. So we spontaneously, my wife and I, decided to take a little trip to York for a little bit of shopping.
Yeah. I fucking know you did, mate.
I know that you did.
Because you fucking rubbed it right in my face. You were like, oh, what's this? Burger King. Oh, what's this? A couple burgers for Jordan and not Iain? Oh, yeah. Oh, mate, that was delicious. And as I was crying on the floor, just asking you to stop, you were like, licking that barbecue sauce right off all my fingers. Horrible.
It was great. I loved it.
I know.
Why didn't you come?
I was out at the Waldies, which, to my dismay, they don't even sell wall-top beer anymore.
Oh, that's silly.
So I was thinking, have a lovely day out with the family, see some lavender, go on a little train, do some mazes and stuff, and then grab a couple beers on my way out.
Make your child sick.
He asked me to push him on the swing, okay? It's not my fault, I'm strong as fuck.
No, I mean, your wife sent me a video, and that was quite the swing that you were swinging.
They kept saying higher. I was like, I can't push you any higher.
I mean, it nearly went into the stratosphere.
It's a good swing. It's got a big angle of swingingness, and I had to take advantage of it all because they kept saying higher.
You're a tall guy, and it was taller than you.
It was a good few feet above my head. Yeah. Hence, in the video, I was jumping.
No wonder he vomited.
Yeah. You had fun.
So while you were dealing with a sicky child and having to use all those calories to swing the swing,
yeah.
Meanwhile, I was consuming them all at Burger King. It was delicious.
Some people say that, we come as a pair.
We often do.
Also affects me. Yeah, we've got it really down to a fine tea, haven't we? But I must admit, it was very helpful that you were eating those calories because it was giving me all that energy that I needed to swing those children into space.
So it was my fault that he was sick.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, okay. It was that extra double whopper, wasn't it? That threw it over the edge.
That's what I told my wife. Ian, you've made him sick. Blame Jordan.
Imagine if that was a thing in all your marriage life.
It is, mate.
It's like, you never washed the plate. Blame Jordan.
You know this by now. Just blame Jordan.
You didn't last long last night. Blame Jordan. Oh, wait.
Yeah, blame Jordan. Couldn't get his face out my mind.
We ended up having a lovely day of shopping.
Nice.
And it was in preparation for soon we'll be going to Portugal for a holiday. That'll be lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Then we ended up at Decathlon and we ended up buying a ping pong set and a dartboard for outside.
Nice.
So combined with the badminton set that we already had, we have like summer games sorted.
Yeah, get 7 more items, mate, and then you can literally do a decathlon.
Oh, I love it. So I'm quite excited, really, for what summer brings. And I'm hoping that we get a bit of time to actually get together this year.
Yes, because we have been saying it since I lived in my second flat, which was around about 10 years ago.
I mean, we're doing a little bit better than we were back then.
You left my flat that night, and then we were like, oh, yeah, we'll do this again sometime. That'll be great. And I haven't seen you since.
I mean, that's not a coincidence. That's weird.
But yes, that would be lovely to come round, have some drinks, make some pizzas, do a decathlon.
That'd be lovely. Yes, absolutely. By the way, separate topic, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm really not sure if I can say this. I just don't want to come across insensitive, but...
Oh, Lord.
I've got a bit of an internal struggle, and I want your thoughts on it.
Okay, right.
Hear me out. So... I was at a recent gig, and it was uneventful in the sense that nothing out of the ordinary happened.
Yeah, just give it up, mate. Just finally. Put all the guitars in the bin. You're never going to make it. Just get rid. That's what you were going to ask, right?
No, it wasn't, but I think I might. Shit.
Sorry, no.
Bring back that brass band.
Come back, guys. Sorry, yeah, no, I will keep my mouth shut and allow you to finish your sentence before I start trying to give advice.
The damage is done. So everything was all right. Everything was normal. We'd played our set. Mm-hmm. Everything was good. Had a short break. Comes to set 2. We're midway through the second half. Mm-hmm. And then we see, kind of out of nowhere, but I'm not suggesting this is in any way an apparition, out of nowhere, this lady, I would say probably mid-40s, in a motorised wheelchair, parks up next to us.
Okay.
And we thought, okay, fair enough. Just have an awareness of that. We don't want to be knocking her and everything. Mm-hmm. And so we continue. And then she gets up out of the chair and starts dancing.
Okay.
But she's dancing for almost an hour.
Right.
And she's like, goes off to the toilet on her own and goes and stands outside on her own having a cigarette.
Okay.
At what point does this person not need a wheelchair?
Right. Yeah, I see your quandary.
And I overheard someone shouting benefit fraud.
Oh, Lord.
And at what point does it ring true? I'm just confused.
Maybe she just thought, I'm going to get legless tonight. I am on a mission to get smashed off of my rocker. So, she just thought, I'll have to drive home.
Oh, God. I mean, it was to the point where we'd finished packing away and her chair was still by the side. She was outside.
Right, so she left it.
Well, I mean, I'm not suggesting that she stole it from someone who really needed it.
That's what you're suggesting, isn't it?
It could have happened.
Because that's what you did. You stole it as well. You're like, right, Sophie, I'm off to a gig.
I took it home. It was easier than carrying everything. But it just baffled me. I was not expecting that at all.
I can see that, yeah.
It was more the fact that she, you see those old CCTV on a motorised wheelchair and they just ram into things.
Yeah.
It was almost that when she parked up next to us, and it was, I don't No, maybe she did steal it. It's all lining up now.
Well, I'm glad we finally got to the bottom of it.
So, yeah, thanks. I'm glad that we've cleared that up between us.
Oh, not a problem, pal. Here to help.
Thanks.
Right, Jordan. I know I've said this before when I say I have a long segment today, but I'm going to ask you, what have you got prepared for today? Because I don't know if we're going to get a chance to go into it. So just tell me what you've got.
Okay, so what I have prepared, whether it will happen or not, we've yet to see.
Yeah.
But I have, I think, a part 2 of shower thoughts.
Oh, lovely. No, I do want to hear that.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to cut your content then.
I can't cut it. It's mental what I've got today.
Can you not split it over 2 episodes? Cliffhanger.
No, I can't because
It's shit.
it's just me humming for an hour.
Oh, is it? Okay. Right, well, shower thoughts.
Smashing, perfect.
Yeah, so that's my plan. Whether it'll happen, we'll see. But I dare ask, what have you got for us?
To be honest, I don't really know how to describe it. It is just fucking madness. And it's true, right? I was going to say true madness, but that just implies, something that's really mental.
Like getting out of your motorised wheelchair and dancing for an hour.
Precisely.
Oh, is it a story about that? Were you at the gig? Was it you?
Yeah, I was your gig reporter that night. I was gonna tell the story, but no, we have to change that now. I go for an even longer segment. No, but what my statement of true madness implies today is madness that is undeniably true, right? So most of these stories I tell you, it's like, this person said this happened, right? But this is documented and has been released in a study. So madness, true madness.
Okay, right, I think we better just buckle in and do it.
Right, let's fucking jump into this then, pal. Right, Jordan, I've got some bad news for you. Today, you might have noticed that in the intro, I missed out the word comedy. And that's because today, there's no time for comedy.
Thank God.
I could just be myself, thank the Lord. Something recently has happened, and it's been documented in a study, and it is crazy, amazing evidence of the paranormal. And it's a lot. So feel free to try and shoehorn some in, but I'm sure you'll find no space for laughs, because you're just going to be glued to the edge of your seat, too engrossed, dripping with sweat.
That isn't unlike me, but not related.
That's my usual posture. The sweaty seat edger, they call me.
Oh, God.
You've got a special chair because it's just drenched. They can't wipe it.
Yeah, it's covered in plastic. Yeah, at least then they can wipe it down.
It's a good job. Takes many cloths, though.
It does, but, if you wring it out a little bit, it's all right.
Need to get one of those bounty paper towels. You're on the ad, aren't you? This guy is a sweaty bitch.
Imagine that on the advert.
If you're like me, you know a sweaty bitch. One sheet of bounty is all it takes. Takes 15 hours, but it's all it takes.
God, imagine the smell.
Just take the plastic wrap off and bin it after every session.
Oh.
So what exactly am I talking about? Well, today I'm telling you a condensed and Ianified version of a recent UFO surveillance project that was conducted in the US. And there was no government contract, no shadowy military bases, just 2 brothers, a beach, and about a year of high-tech surveillance gear, recording real paranormal shit.
Right, okay. This sounds serious.
Oh mate, it is! And what they captured is fucking crazy. It was called the Eye on the Sky Project. It was run by 2 brothers, John and Gerald Tedesco, and from July 2022 to July 2023, the 2 of them set up a mobile UFO observation platform at Robert Moses State Park, which is a barrier island along the southern coast of Long Island, New York. The aim was simple: capture and analyze aerial phenomena.
Wow, this is recent.
It is. Crazy recent, some might say.
Some might.
Me specifically.
But yeah, more you.
But what they found over these months wasn't just a bunch of twinkly lights. They captured a consistent pattern of anomalous aerial behaviour, including luminous spheres, shape-shifting objects, flight paths that made zero aerodynamic sense, craft that somehow slipped right past the FAA's watchful eye, and entities.
Jesus.
Right? And I need to keep reiterating that this is real, right? I know, obviously, you could look at it and just be like, well, they could have just made it up. But on the website, which I'll link to...
It says it's real, so it must be.
It says this is real at the top. No, there are pictures and things that they captured, and they're also releasing a book which has all the images in it as well.
So the profiteering. Got you.
Hey.
It's all right, you've just solidified it.
No, you keep your... What's it called?
Truth?
No.
Fact.
No. What's the word? Opinion! Keep your opinion to yourself until the end, right? Wait till you hear it.
That truth and fact will be...
Will be my opinion. The location they chose wasn't random. Robert Moses State Park sits on a region that is historically rich with both civilian and military reports of unidentified aerial phenomena. The area offers a clear view of both the Atlantic Ocean and controlled airspace over New York. And unlike out in the Nevada desert, there's plenty of regular commercial traffic and plenty of people, so anything that doesn't fit stands out like a sore thumb, with an abundance of people to report that comes with it. The Tedesco brothers designed their setup with forensic precision. It wasn't just someone out with an iPhone hoping for a saucer. They kitted out an RV that they called the Nightcrawler.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
Super f***ing cool. Now brace yourself. It had multi-spectral imaging equipment covering visible light, near-infrared, shortwave infrared, and thermal longwave infrared. Add to that ultraviolet spectrometers and radiation detectors covering alpha, beta, gamma, and even X-ray levels. They had Geiger counters, photometers, and active radar systems. Proper high-tech stuff, not toys.
Not toys, but, I mean, you'd have great fun with it, though, wouldn't you say?
I would get in it and be like, right, you ready to catch some UFOs? Where's the ignition? What's this button do? Self-destruct in 5 minutes. Why did we build that in?
Self-locking.
Enjoy your next 5-year stay in the Nightcrawler. You're looking out the window at the rations that you'd packed that you left on the beach.
Yeah, that you didn't bring in.
Yeah. They scanned the skies in both X and Y-axis configurations, logging direction, velocity, temperature signatures, albedo changes, which is how reflectivity from the sun off an object is measured. Basically, they were ready to catch any sign of anything. If it was in the sky that night, they were ready to see what the f*** it was.
All right, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, and they saw things repeatedly.
What, like a bird?
Couple birds, couple planes, nothing much. The end! So let's start with the basics. Luminous spheroids were a regular feature. At times, these objects would dim or shift luminosity, revealing a polyhedral shape beneath. Think faceted crystal or geometric form, rather than a smooth ball of light. Other times, the objects were ovoid or cylindrical and often showed up with a metallic sheen.
Right, okay. So implying that this is a physical craft of sorts.
Yes, it's something, even if that's all they saw, you'd go, okay, well that's weird.
Okay.
But that's the tip of the fucking iceberg, pal. The behaviour of these things is what was weird. They didn't just float or pass overhead. They rotated, blinked out, reappeared in new positions, changed mass, changed reflectivity, and moved like no drone or aircraft could. Some exhibited what they described as glinting, where the object would flash or shimmer inconsistently with any source of reflected light, and others would just split into swarms, break formation, and then recombine as one.
So is this implying there's multiple things?
Fuck knows, pal. It's just one ball of light just sat up there, and then all of a sudden it just break apart into multiple.
And would it collect back again?
It would indeed.
Okay, that is weird.
Very fucking strange.
I mean, these birds are getting clever.
Far too smart for my liking.
They are.
Kill them all.
Carried all those metal bits with them as well.
Just making one big metallic nest, aren't they? Right, Bill, you go out and get that tractor.
God, could you imagine a floating tractor? That would freak you out.
At one point, they saw a floating tractor.
Good job he got all that equipment.
They were able to track them, and not just on radar. They were recorded using multiple overlapping instruments and often cross-confirmed with direct visual observation, so they saw them with their eyes too. But here's the kicker, Jordan. These things weren't showing up on the official FAA feeds. The airspace around them was quiet. No ADS-B signals, which stands for Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, which is a signal that is a type of broadcast used in aviation for tracking aircraft, and on top of that, there was no known transponder data and no correlation with scheduled flights. These things were not anything where they should have been.
But did they check it on Flight Radar app?
I think that's the only thing they used, yeah. And they didn't have Wi-Fi on the RV, on the Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
So it was a bit slow. They only had 3G, but no planes overhead.
Worse for them, though, wasn't it? Because the 3G occasionally went to an E.
Really, yeah. And then they couldn't find the way home at the end of the night.
Poor guys.
That's fine, because they were locked in the RV anyway.
Before the self-destruct.
It's just all, full of all these fucking cameras and detectors everywhere. There's no room for a bed, so it was a really uncomfortable night's sleep.
I've got images, as you tell this story, of the music video Travis side.
Okay, yeah. You brought this up before, and you made me watch it, and I'm glad you did, because it's a good video.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. Did you not see it before or something?
I hadn't seen it before, but I remember the first time you saw it, you were in Spain with your dad, and it was on the TV.
Malta.
That's what I said.
You call yourself a friend. Yes, it was an internet cafe when those were a thing.
That's the one, yeah. And you were checking your MSN to see if Lily974 had messaged you back yet.
She hadn't.
You last said lol, and you were just waiting for a response.
That was the only message I ever sent.
Don't even know a Lily. It's messaging random people. Lol. WUU2.
Oh, God. I used to love MSN. It was so good.
Oh, it was very good, yeah. So you'd leave your friends at the door, head straight inside onto the computer, and be like, why aren't they home yet?
Yeah, exactly. You leave your friends after spending 8-9 hours with them.
Yep.
Just to talk to them again.
Just to talk about the shit you did 5 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Hey, remember that walk home? Oh, wasn't that good?
Oh, do you remember as well? There used to be those things where it was like, I don't know if it was MSN Plus or something like that, where you could send extra things over, and there was a thing that happened. I don't want to call it a virus, but it looked like that. So click this thing within MSN, and then it would perform certain tasks with your computer. So like, your CD-ROM drive would like open up and close again, and like it would just make it seem like your computer was possessed for a moment.
Weird. No, I never saw that.
Yeah, or maybe it was just me.
To be honest, I had no friends. MSN was just a pipe dream for me.
Oh, was it? If I knew you then, I'd have added you and blocked you.
Yeah, just to block you, bastard.
Just got lol.
Hey, WUU2, Ian. Nothing much better. Oh, sorry, Lily's back. BRB. You never came, B.
AFK.
Away from keyboard. Got it.
That's the one. Nice.
Yeah, I knew all the lingo. I practiced it.
Just didn't get used to use it.
Yeah, I practiced it in readiness, to be able to talk to the multitude of friends I would have one day, but never came to fruition.
Oh, that's a shame. And now MSN isn't a thing, so...
Precisely. I still have it, though.
And now they've stopped Skype.
Have they?
As well.
Good. Fucking hate that thing.
Microsoft are closing all sorts of goodness that they used to have.
I think a couple of weeks ago you were talking about how much you hate Windows.
Oh, I do, but some of the services were not too bad.
I'm just surprised you're not sat there in your chair laughing maniacally like an evil genius going, ha ha ha, fuck you, Microsoft.
Yeah, true. I should be.
Slipping off your sweaty chair. Like,
That first big belly laugh when he goes.
sliding backwards.
God. Hit your head on the way down on the seat.
Oh, luckily it's cushioned. You're all good.
Nice.
So, Jordan, these things they were capturing, they weren't just orbs. There were cases of anomalous translucent light phenomena, flashes, arcs, and pulses of light that seemed to occur independently of any aircraft or natural explanation, and they oddly only showed up in night vision on near infrared. So, to the naked eye, nada.
Okay.
So these things were doing something, but invisibly. So, they could be above our heads right now, just fucking arcing and flashing and shit, and we can't even see it.
That's kind of scary.
After the first few sightings, the brothers upgraded their whole system. Nightcrawler 1 became Nightcrawler 2, a fully overhauled rig with enhanced optics, radar and dual-axis scanning, and sensors fine-tuned for electromagnetic anomalies.
Where on earth are they funding all this?
Good question.
I don't know, but I imagine that is expensive stuff.
You know what? I'm going to find this out right this second.
Plus an RV, normally not very cheap.
Give me a minute. How did they fund this? According to the paper, the Tedesco brothers funded the entire project out of their own pocket.
The end.
There is more, but it's just explaining how they funded it out of their own pocket, meaning there was no government institution backing up, no university sponsors, and no outside investors. So, yeah, they just bought it all themselves.
Ask how much this would approximately cost.
I'm just asking it what they did before they did this.
Oh, okay.
They had established careers rooted in science and engineering. So John Tedesco was an electrical engineer, an educator, and that sort of stuff. And Gerald had a diverse background encompassing public health, forensic science, and engineering. He's got a Bachelor of Science and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, they're probably pretty well off.
Yeah, and plus they did a couple of gigs at the weekend.
Of course, yeah, just to
Survive.
afford that last X-ray spectrometer.
Yes, exactly.
The status allowed them to accept tax-deductible donations, helping offset the substantial costs associated with their research endeavours.
It must be able to estimate a rough cost.
Fine. Give me an estimate. So the RV, 40 to 80 grand.
Wow.
Hyperspectral cameras, 50 grand each. Thermal imaging, 10 to 30 grand. Radar units, 20 to 100 grand.
Wow.
Additional sensors, 10 to 20 grand. Faraday cage construction, 5 to 15 grand. Power systems, 10 to 20. Total estimation, 150 to 300,000.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, this is not just the hobby.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm sure they wanted to put the year into it in order to get the money's worth.
Okay, yeah, that's significant. They're serious.
They should scrape back a couple quid with a book, though, shouldn't they?
You'd hope so.
It cost another 300 grand to produce.
God, imagine if no one bought it.
Imagine if one of the brothers, footing the bill. It's like, mate, I've left my bank card back at home. Are you right to buy this hypersonic X-ray spectrometer? Would you mind? So, yeah, you're going to pay me back, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. It just never disappears. I haven't heard from my brother since June of 2023 for some reason.
Yeah.
So I'll just go out and pick some beers up, mate. I'll be right back. Runs off.
God. Yeah. Imagine he's the kind of guy that he's got an unlimited amount on his credit card.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll just stick it on there.
It's still
It's tomorrow's problem.
Exactly. Fantastic philosophy to have. So, by mid-study, they were capturing objects that seemed to reflect heat in multi-directional ways, something you'd expect from military-grade stealth tech. And in at least one documented case, they tracked a fast-moving object that transitioned from luminous to completely invisible on optic systems, while still showing up as a thermal anomaly. So it's showing that it's still there, but, they're watching it, oh, there it is, poof, gone. But we can still see it on the heat, but it's just f***ing gone from vision.
Wow.
And these just weren't one-offs. This wasn't two guys seeing lights in the sky once or twice and getting excited. This was a sustained effort with patterns, timings, and repeat sightings. Most phenomena occurred late at night between midnight and 4 a.m, but there were also daytime sightings too, especially of high altitude anomalies. They'd see swarming behavior as a single bright orb becoming 2, 3, or 4 or more, splitting and rotating in a way that implied control, but not like any aircraft swarm we know, implying independent intelligence, all in formation.
Okay.
Yeah, soak it all up, mate. I'm talking about that sweat on your chair. Get a fucking cloth. Don't slip, Jordan.
There's a lot to take in.
There is a fair amount to take in. Yeah, it's all crazy. And if you do a little touch of your screen and just see where the scroll bar is.
Oh, yeah, we're at the top.
We're only about halfway through.
Interesting. No, I like it.
Shit is getting crazier. So remember, Jordan, they're logging all of this against radiation sensors. On several occasions, gamma and beta readings spiked during a sighting, suggesting that the craft was emitting high energy radiation, which is something that we've heard. People getting sick from radiation from crafts when they've been in close contact with them.
Yeah, that kind of stuff freaks me out.
Yeah, it really stops me from getting close to that UFO that's landed at the bottom of my street. I mean, I want to go and say hi, but the radiation just puts me off.
Oh, yeah, it's not worth it.
Oh, I've lost all my hair. That's weird.
I've seen a video recently of a supposed friend of somebody putting hair removal cream and dabbing it on the top of someone's head.
Ooh, what a dick move.
Oh, yeah. And they were driving at the time. And then they're like, what's that? Oh, and they're like, oh, nothing. And then by the time that they pull over, he rinses his hair and clumps of his hair come out.
Wow. What an asshole.
Yeah, not great. So, yeah, that's just what I'm picturing when you go to that UFO at the end of your street.
And I'm fine with that. Hair will only grow back.
You'd hope.
Whether or not it's before or after I die from the radiation sickness, that's another story. That's tomorrow's problem.
That is very true.
But, Jordan, here is where things get seriously odd. The weirdness didn't stay at the beach. It followed them home. They logged what they called a non-localized UAP environmental transference effect, which, in plain English, means the same kind of high strangeness they saw on the site started happening inside their own homes.
Okay.
Fucking soak that in a bit, mate, because that's mental.
I mean, you'll probably explain this, but this high strangeness that now happens in their homes, are they able to capture that through these devices?
Not specifically those, but they did set up cameras and thermal imaging, but I will explain some of that. But again, these pictures are available, maybe not on the website, because that is just a shortened version, but in the book that they'll be releasing, I'm sure they'll be in there.
Oh, okay.
But, Jordan, electrical devices malfunctioned with no cause, lights flickered or pulsed with no electrical explanation, there were unexplained bursts of light that were visible only on infrared-equipped cameras, there was flashing lights in their homes late at night, and one of the most disturbing events was a hovering ball of light that appeared in a home office. It was there for just a few seconds, but was picked up by 2 different camera angles before it vanished without even leaving a heat trace.
Do you reckon that this massive souped up RV that sat outside is just messing with all their electronics?
I guess they could replicate the scenario, so they could be like, okay, well, we'll take the RV to some random person's house, set up a few cameras for a few nights, see if the same thing happens.
Or I guess they could just do it still there, couldn't they?
Yeah, but that'd be they need a control, wouldn't they? So if it happens in one house, you couldn't prove that it was that. If it happened again, you'd have to do it somewhere else to show that thing moved somewhere else does the same thing.
Or if they do it at their own house and it doesn't happen, that's also kind of disproved it.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they are scientists, and smart people, so I'm sure they did something like this at least.
Very wealthy, I'll have you know.
Very well, yeah.
I mean, maybe not so much now.
Especially after the release of the book, mate. They're going to get like 40 quid or something, at least.
God, that much? Jesus.
Rolling in it, mate. That credit card is no more. But then, Jordan, came the radiation spikes. The same detectors they used in the field started registering brief surges of non-background radiation level indoors. Obviously, you have constant level of background radiation that occurs all the time. This was picking up shit that was not that. And this was without any obvious source. There wasn't any faulty outlets or microwave leaks. This was short, sharp, localized, and unpredictable.
See, that would freak me out.
Oh, God, my hair again.
But yeah, exactly.
Oh, there goes my nipple hair.
That might be useful.
Just about to pick up your Veet, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's gone. Nice.
Yeah.
But Jordan, it didn't stop at physical effects. Both brothers reported what they described as psychological disturbances, intense dreams, symbolic imagery, shifts in emotional state, and what they called cross-subjective ideation, which basically means they were having shared dreams. Dreams of unmarked aircraft, industrial machinery, massive bodies of water, and faceless entities.
Ooh, okay.
Madness!
I'm just trying to logically work out what on earth could be happening here.
You can't! It's aliens!
Yeah.
or something.
I'm assuming these guys were really heavily invested in
LSD.
Yeah. All sorts of recreational drugs. Now, I'm guessing that they were really into this sort of, UFO, UAP, paranormal aspect of life. I'm assuming they haven't done this to try and disprove it and then they've been surprised.
I believe so, yeah. They just kind of thought, you know what, f*** it, we'll have some fun.
Right, okay. So they were toys.
In a sense.
Very expensive toys.
So, Jordan, back to the house. There were even reports of low-frequency auditory phenomena inside of their homes. Droning hums with no source. These sounds couldn't be picked up by mics or traced to any appliance. They were just there.
That would be really annoying if I was trying to record music.
Precisely, yeah. You'd get well annoyed, wouldn't you? Then you try and get out your chair, you slip bash your head, you're like, fuck's sake.
Fall on my guitar.
It's like your mind just does that thing where like it naturally just focuses on music. So like you fall off your chair, hit your head, strike a chord. You're like, that was an A. Fuck's sake, who cares?
That was the beginning of a hard day's night. I've worked it out.
All of a sudden, you look up, and then whimsically standing at your door is an alien looking at the floor. He looks up, pulls out some drumsticks.
Time for a jam, bro.
Intergalactic jam.
It's been a hard day. Oh, beautiful.
Did you know, by the way, about the idea of that intro chord?
No.
For many, many years, it was a bit
1 minute. Just checking. Have we got time? Right, you got 30 seconds, mate. Come on, bash it out. Yeah.
All right. So for many years, people weren't sure exactly what chord that was strummed at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
It turns out people have been able to dissect it and everything. Each instrument is doing a very different thing. So when it's overlaid, it's something that is impossible to play on one guitar.
Very clever for fucking Beatles, mate.
Well, if you want to.
Who'd have known 4 bugs would have such great musical knowledge? Or maybe it's just they don't, and that's why it's what it is.
That's very true. And actually, speaking of the Beatles, did you know it's really weird to think that every left-handed member of the Beatles is still alive while every right-handed member is dead?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name? Ian? That sounds like something that you'd normally talk about on the podcast. Oh, wait, you're Jordan. Stick to your own corner, mate.
Sorry, okay. I'll show.
I jest, I love it. And now, Jordan, I don't want to make you think that we're done here, but I do have to say, once this project wrapped and they stopped scanning the skies, all of the stuff that followed them home dropped off. No more dreams, no more flashes, no more radiation, whatever it was, stopped visiting them when they stopped watching. Which begs the question, while they were observing something, was it watching them back?
Ooh, spooky.
I know we've spoke about this sort of thing before, you know, when you start paying attention to the phenomena, that's where things ramp up.
Yeah. In their position, they kind of would, wouldn't they? I mean, they've spent all that money. They're not going to be like, probably better not now.
Yeah, we're kind of knee-deep in this, let's keep going.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to.
But Gerald, my hair's fallen out. Get a grip.
That was because you put cream in it, you daft.
I've just spent 600 grand on a fucking RV. My wife's going to kill me.
It's all right, Gerald. It's on the credit card.
Which you're going to pay me back for, right? Totally, bro. You got it, mate.
I've just got to go somewhere. Bye.
I'm just going to go grab some... You want a Coke? Anyone a Coke? I'm going to go grab a Coke. I'll be right back. Anyway, so now we are into the next part. Because while the study involved cameras pointed at the sky, some of the weirdest things happened right on the ground and in the sand right near the observation station. And these were direct ground effects, not just something seen from a distance. One of the first reports of this nature came early in the project. It was a standard observation session. At the time, the brothers were testing new equipment on site, measuring radiation levels, and setting up more sensitive thermographic sensors. And as they were conducting a test run, they noticed a radical change in the ground temperature underfoot. Now, this wasn't just a slight fluctuation. The ground, for no reason, became intensely cold and almost freezing to the touch in patches.
Weird. I don't know how you
would explain that.
Yeah.
Knows. Well, let's see what they have to say, shall we?
It's probably more sensible.
Let's sit here for another hour trying to figure it out.
No, please not.
Oh, the answer's in the next paragraph. So they set up their thermal sensors to track the fluctuation and found that it wasn't just a random anomaly. The temperature drop seemed localized, with small sections of the beach becoming colder than the surrounding area, and the drop was happening rapidly. We're talking about a quick shift of several degrees Celsius in a matter of minutes, and even stranger, this wasn't just in the sand. The cold was also registering near the base of certain rock formations which were totally undisturbed.
That is very strange.
Ain't it weird? Cold spots. You hear this all the time. It's a staple of paranormal activity. Oh, there were some cold spots. Here it is.
Yeah, I know, but it's the height of summer.
Precisely. And here it is being captured on thermal camera.
I'm assuming they've got images of all of this.
I hope so, because I'm saying they do. But they have put a ton of pictures, like I say, on the website, and the book will be coming out, so I dare say there'll be more in there. So keep your little eyes peeled.
Oh, I will.
This freezing ground wasn't explained by coastal winds, ocean currents, or even underground water flows. This cold seemed to manifest out of nowhere, directly correlating with moments when UFOs were visible overhead. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. The cold patches returned on several other occasions, always when the orbs or other odd lights were spotted in the sky.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, correlation.
I mean, it's quickly becoming very hard to disprove all of this.
Exactly. Documented in a study.
But not impossible.
I have a way you can not disprove it. Shut your yapper.
All right, that works. Slip.
Just let me try and very forcefully get out of my chair. I'm sure that'll lead to some kind of damage.
Oh, it would be unfortunate if I also fell down the stairs then as well.
You're just coated in a glaze of sweat. You just fall out your chair, out your door, down the stairs.
Bash through the front door. Continue down the street.
Straight into the brass band.
Fall in the tuba.
Oh, God. What a hell of an afternoon.
Yeah, I still haven't lost my virginity. Still sad.
And I'm still sat in my chair just yapping away, talking and talking.
Oh, Jordan took that shut your yapper really well.
Yeah, I'm sat here. And then the alien sucked them all off. Jordan, what do you think about that? Jordan? Fair enough.
My arms are stuck.
Jordan, and then fucking came the footprints.
Oh, God, there's more.
It keeps going forever. On two separate occasions, the brothers reported finding strange depressions in the sand. The first set appeared after a particularly intense night of UFO activity, but the marks themselves were not human, not animal, but were still highly defined and weren't simply indentations left by boots or animals, nor were they caused by the natural movement of the beach sands or tides.
Okay.
The prints were unusual and easily defined due to their odd shape. The first set had a sort of triangular appearance with 5 distinct prongs. They were deep, about 4 or 5 inches at the deepest point, and perfectly symmetrical in size and spacing. The brothers took careful measurements of the width, length, and depth of the prints and noted that no known animal species in the area could make these prints. So there's been an entity wandering around.
And did they not pick that fucker up with all their surveillance?
I'll get there. Don't you worry.
Okay.
On the second occasion, the prints appeared in a straight line leading from one of their observation spots towards the waterline. They were larger, resembling something that could have been made by a bipedal creature, but with no toes, more like a large oval or elongated shape. The brothers measured and documented the impressions, and again, these footprints seemed to appear after a particularly bright UFO had hovered over that exact spot, as if what was ever creating these marks had come down to the sand, made a quick pass, and left without a trace.
Okay. Do they have evidence of this?
Yeah, they took plaster casts of the prints, and when they later analysed the samples, there were no discernible chemical or biological markers. No DNA, no trace of traditional animal or human presence, just nothing. It was like whoever made them had left no trace of itself.
Yeah, this is weird.
Very strange, isn't it?
I'm just trying to think in my logical brain.
Don't do it.
It's hurting.
Don't even bother. Yeah, don't try. It'll just hurt. I've tried many nights recently to try and think about this and just come away with a headache, so...
I don't like migraines at the best of times.
I kind of do. Then came another anomaly. Electrical interference that seemed localised to the beach, almost as if the sand itself was charged. In multiple instances, ground-based electrical devices started to malfunction during or after close-up range UFO activity. Radios, digital cameras, and even GPS systems failed to register correctly, often shutting down completely. So again, something we've heard, when these crafts get in your vicinity, your car shuts off. Your phone stops working, your radio goes to static.
This is just really weird. And it just taking me back to that really old crap horror film, The Sand.
Never seen it?
Oh, have you not? I don't think this is going to be a spoiler alert to anyone, but essentially, I think some sort of alien thing lives under the beach, under the sand.
Okay.
And so if any of your skin touches the sand, so, you know, your hands or your bare feet, little kind of tentacles come out from the sand and attach to you and suck you under.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm not suggesting that's true, but I mean, based on this story, it might be.
It might be, yeah. So you're saying I should never go to the beach again?
Well, it depends what you're into.
Especially if I'm carrying my infrared photometer 10,000.
Well, I mean, as long as you don't touch the sand with your bare skin, you're all right.
You know what? I do hate sand. When we go to the beach as a family, my wife loves it and the kids love it, obviously, so I have no choice. You know, I have to, for the greater betterment of the family, I take one for the team.
I mean, I know you try.
I do try. But I go to the beach and I try my hardest not to move. You know, I will sit like on the wall while the kids have their fun. And I still come home with sand in my fucking cheeks.
That's not what I was expecting.
Well, you expect me to say, oh, and then, you know, I take my shoes and socks off and end up having a great time. No, Jordan.
I thought you were going to say, still end up with sand in my socks.
No, sand everywhere. Every fucking where. Between my toes.
Oh, God.
Tickling my poor private bits.
Wow.
Grating.
I mean, what on earth are you doing? I can't say I've ever sat on the side, not even really on the beach, but on the fucking wall and ended up with sand between my ass cracks.
I'm not going to lie to you. It might be psychosomatic, you know. I'm just kind of thinking I'm here, you know, and I get the feeling like it's there in all these intimate spots.
You need moisturiser, Ian. E45.
Now I'm thinking about it. I'm feeling it. I've got sand between my cheeks.
God. Yeah, see a doctor.
They can't help me, bro. Many have tried.
No, they're beyond repair.
I think I need a mortician. Just embalm me now.
Oh, God.
So, back to these malfunctions. Interestingly, they didn't just occur at night or when the UFOs were most visible, but also while setting up their equipment in daylight hours. They just experienced random or sudden electrical malfunctions. And it wasn't like an electrical surge or blackout. Devices would lose their entire calibration and would only return to normal after several minutes of inactivity or a reset.
Okay.
And Jordan, this is the weird bit.
As if it isn't already, but go on.
These malfunctions were inconsistent but strangely tied to specific locations on the beach. Once, during a particularly large UFO sighting, they observed that a section of the sand that they were standing on itself seemed to radiate a weak electrical field. When they moved to a different spot, their equipment started working again. But in that one specific location that they'd been, they experienced all kinds of technical disruptions. And this wasn't just something that could be explained by a standard interference or power issues, it seemed too localized and precise.
I wonder what they theorised that to be.
Aliens! Obviously!
Well,
They're
no.
not like, do you think this is Bill from down the road playing a little prank on us? I did tell him we were making the Nightcrawler, and he does have an infrared X-ray disgruntler, so could be him.
Are they thinking that it's under the ground, or from the sea, or above?
Well, this is what they were aiming to analyse. So they were collecting all this data, and their analysis of it, their conclusion will be in their book.
Oh, okay, so we won't get the answer now.
No, I'm just telling you all the weird shit that happened.
Oh, I'm sad.
Sorry, bro. But in one instance, Gerald's GPS unit completely failed to calibrate, showing an inaccurate reading that was completely different from the actual location. And again, when he moved 50 feet in the other direction, the GPS just magically returned to normal and correctly displayed the coordinates. Now, this kind of localized electrical disruption had the brothers questioning whether something was interacting with their tech deliberately.
Yeah, okay.
So it does seem like, like we've heard before, like I said, you see a UFO, your tech goes crazy. It's like it's doing it on purpose, just to f*** with you.
Makes sense.
What's chilling is that these ground-level disturbances often seem to correlate with aerial phenomena. The closer the UFO would get to their observation post, the more intense the electrical interference would become, the more erratic their cameras would behave, and the stranger the ground temperature readings would get.
So it became more and more.
As it got closer, it got weirder, yeah.
Right.
And it all started to form a pattern. It seemed the UFOs weren't just random objects passing by, they were part of a broader interaction. It was as if the phenomenon knew it was being watched and responded accordingly, whether it was intentionally engaging with their equipment or simply causing strange side effects in the environment. It seemed that the object's very presence was affecting the space around them, on the ground and in the sky.
This is just so weird.
I told you, true madness.
For once, you're not wrong.
Way!
It's finally happened. Hell has frozen over. Ian was right.
Pigs are flying. I'm going to show that recording to my wife. So I can finally get a hug.
It'll be just at that point where your device dies.
Oh, there's a UFO right above my head.
The ground's cold.
But I was right, darling. And then there was a night they finally captured something that had eluded them for months. Something they could not explain, Jordan. On a particularly quiet night in mid-March of 2023, the brothers set up their cameras and sensors as usual. The night was calm, but when they checked their instruments, just before midnight, something stood out. Their infrared cameras was picking up a luminous figure, not in the sky, but hovering a few feet above the sand just a few yards away from them.
Oh shit.
It was not a drone, not a bird, not a reflection or glare from the moon. What they saw on the thermal camera was a distinct humanoid figure, silhouetted in the infrared spectrum. Its outline was blurry, but unmistakable. It didn't fit the profile of any animal or human figure they knew of, and this place was a national park. It was closed off to the public after a certain time. They were given permission to be there, so they should have been the only people who should have been there.
Yeah, it's finally happening.
It is. It's getting close. It's manifesting. But weirder, the figure seemed to float, hovering just above the ground.
Is that because it was cold?
Yeah, don't want to touch the ground. It's freezing. I'm sovereign over here, guys. Just they're watching them. He's got his iPhone out. Like, I finally captured some humans.
Oh, would it not interfere with their tech?
What, like the humans being there? Like, oh, my iPhone's broken.
No, the fact that these alien gits are trying to use their own tech and they're like, oh shit, we just f*** it up.
Everyone's just fucking everyone's tech up at this point.
Yeah, possibly.
But this thing's size was about the size of an average human, but the outline was glowing faintly in the infrared. It hovered for several minutes, remaining perfectly still before fading from the infrared spectrum as though it had just dissolved into the environment. They tried capturing this figure on their visible light cameras, but it appeared as nothing more than an intermittent glimmering of light. So this thing was invisible to the naked eye. It couldn't be captured. Or, it's just seen as a light, as people see orbs and things like that, in paranormal stories.
Yeah.
That's all they could see as. But on the infrared, human. Floating human.
That is really creepy.
When they reviewed the footage, the temperature readings near the figure had again dropped dramatically in a way that they couldn't explain. A cold patch seemed to settle just beneath it, so Jordan, you were right, and for a brief moment, the readings went below freezing without any wind or any other environmental explanation. This sighting was unlike anything they'd encountered before, an actual entity. It was no longer just strange aerial objects in the sky. It seemed the UFO phenomena had stepped onto the ground, interacting in a way that they couldn't predict. And sadly, the brothers never got an explanation for this strange apparition.
Now I'm sad.
It's just leaving you with questions, isn't it? It's just doing what it does.
Yeah.
In all the stories I've told you, and all the other stories you hear that are out there, it just leaves these people with questions, which makes people go, "Oh, you're fucking talking bollocks, mate. Load of bollocks, paranormal ain't real." Well, here's your fucking proof, mate.
Yeah, this is very difficult story to disprove. If they have evidence to back all this up.
They do.
I hope so.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Put the link in the description. You can have a little read yourself.
Nice.
And also buy the book, which I am not a part of. My name is on the back, but it's a different Iain.
Oh, right, okay. Spelt correctly.
Yeah, 2 eyes, obviously.
Oh, no, all right, I see.
Just like mine. How weird. Another coincidence. So after the project's conclusion, the Tedesco brothers published their findings. Well, part of them, as was spoken about. What they released to the public was only a fraction of what they had documented. In their personal records, however, were countless hours of footage, measurements, and data that still remain sealed. Both brothers agreed to speak about their experiences, but have kept the details to themselves.
Why?
Because it's going in the book!
Oh, right, okay. So not forever.
Well, hopefully not. So they both now continue to research UFOs independently and have since stopped their official surveillance at Robert Moses State Park. The phenomena was able to avoid them at will, vanish when they weren't paying attention, and even affect their surroundings in ways that they couldn't understand. So yeah, I'd probably stop as well. It's following me home. Fuck this, I'm over it.
Fair.
But Jordan, I just want to know, what do you think?
I think I better move away from the seaside.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because it doesn't sound like it's great for me.
Take me with you.
Wow, what a story. You prefaced it with some true madness.
Uh-huh.
And you definitely delivered that, yeah.
Hey! Finally.
There's so much to digest.
It's got everything, you know, from seeing the crafts to having it come home with you, to interfering with electronics, seeing fucking creatures in front of your face, getting footsteps, poltergeist activity. It really does have everything all these stories have. You know, like, aliens aren't just aliens. They don't stick to their own corner. You see one thing, another thing starts happening. It's all intertwined in one bizarre phenomena.
Yeah, it's just missing Bigfoot.
Or maybe that creature they saw, you know, the hovering thing, maybe that was Bigfoot.
The irony is no feet.
There were footprints, though.
There were.
Big, chunky footprints.
But no toes.
On the first one, there was fucking 5 equally lengthed prongs. Don't laugh at me. My brain is frazzled, okay?
Yeah, mine is too. No, I love it. Yeah, thank you very much. That's interesting. And if evidence is released, that would be amazing to look at.
Well, I might have to buy the book just simply so I can purloin some pictures from it to prove that I'm not crazy.
I love it. And can I say, well done for being able to deliver such a humongous story. You were not wrong that this was a long one.
Hey, I think I've said it like 6 times over the course of a Two Guys What's Up life, and I've finally...
But at one point it had to stick, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Does that mean like we're done now? Like we've fulfilled all our goals? We can quit?
Yes.
Are we finally released from the genie's curse?
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Nice.
Having said that, though, I think we probably better leave that for today.
I do apologise. My aim was never to You know, take your segment away from you.
Whatever.
You're right. You got me. I just figured you'd need more time to clean up your soggy chair, so...
Yeah, that could do with getting that mop.
It's all run off. It's on the carpet. I need a vax.
Oh, God.
Right, smashing. So, thanks for listening to my ramblings.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for rambling.
No problem. Hopefully it comes across all right, because towards the end there, I was losing the ability to read.
I mean, some would say you never had it, but...
You do a good job with what you've got, Iain.
Yes. No, it was very good. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Nah, no problem. So, Jordan, I guess with that then, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it bloody better had.
Nice! Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend down to the beach, and as you point your XRD X-ray spectrometer 5000 up at the sky to look for UFOs, in the background, to lighten the mood, just take on some Two Guys What's Up. Just take it on.
Nice.
Press play. Podcasts. Hi.
And if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to have a spark of radiation in your own home? Click the link.
Want to make sure that your friend can't say their bit? Click the link.
And if you click that link, it will blast you off to Patreon, the home of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, t-shirts, second segments. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and only caught on spectrometer cameras' voices, Well, now you can get more of each because there are 22 bonus episodes sat up on the Patreon right now, ready for you to just go and have a little wiggle around in all that extra audio goodness. They come out on the last Friday of every single month, and all of that is available starting with said bonus episodes for just £3 measly a month.
Bargain. And if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/2guyswhatsup to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clicking pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best, freest, and most fantastical way to do that for us, and we would be forever grateful.
Forever.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye. Go to bed. Hello and welcome to episode 124 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly podcast, where I'd like... Right, I'm only 1/64th the way through this, okay? We're already 24 minutes in.
Shit.
So, wind it in!
Okay.
I'm gonna say that again, sorry. Give me 55 seconds.
We don't have time, Ian.
I know we don't! I'm on the edge of my seat here!
Make it snappy.
And now, while we're...
Ian.
Again, I'm trying.
We do not have time for these mistakes.
Give me another 55 seconds. Rein it in, Ian. Send to yourself. It's because my mic's moved that I'm trying to read over.
Oh, you better start from the beginning then.
Hell no.
Right from the begining. In fact, let's scrap all
Let's
this.
start from episode 1 again.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Let's do the pod test.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to listen to that again soon. Anyway.